Hello everyone, Adam here with our stream recap for September 10th through September 15th, 2018. What a crazy week. We've done so much during this week that I know, like, every time I do these, I keep saying, oh, the next one will be shorter. The next one I won't be as long-winded. Here I go, wasting time in this one. But we did a lot during this past stream week, and it's going to be hard to condense all of this into 30 minutes. So I have bullet points like I usually do, and generally they've been like 3 pages. But we did so much that I have 7 pages of bullet points. So a lot of these might be just literally going through the bullet points rather than discussing them in much detail. Unless there's something super important. That's what I'm saying now. So don't be surprised if this ends up running like 40 or 45 minutes. But anyway, as a quick recap, we finished Mass Effect 1. So a lot to talk about there. We started Mass Effect 2. I had my first ever stream anniversary where we tried a new game. And we continued our Darkest Dungeon run with a little bit of scariness. We'll get to that later in the video. So again, I have my bullet points, so I'm going to probably be looking off center of camera for a while, but you guys are used to this by now, and you're probably just listening anyway. I'm probably in chipmunk mode right now. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, you can watch these videos up to 2x, I believe, to get through the recap quicker. And as always, before we start, if you do want to watch any of these videos, as far as the streams themselves in full length, the VODs are available immediately after that stream on Twitch by clicking the videos link above the feed on the channel. You can watch them, and again, you can watch those up to 2x, and yeah, in case you missed anything that you really want to see, and this recap doesn't really cover it. Alright, Mass Effect 1. So, last time I believe we left off on this, I think I was talking about Vermeer, and how we had Rex side with us about getting rid of the facility, even though it destroyed the cure for the genophage. And we talked about the very big decision of leaving Ashley behind and saving Caden. So, anyway, got my nose itching again. That's going to be part of the course for these videos, I think, until it's fall time and there's no more itchiness in there. But anyway, we now know that we need to go to Ilos, and that's where Saren is heading. That's where the conduit is. So we go, before we're able to do that though, we're basically summoned by the council. So we go to the Citadel and ask them what's up, and they're like, oh, good job so far, aside from, you know, was it necessary that you detonated a nuclear explosive? That's not very much under the radar. They said, you know, sometimes that's the method you need to take, and they kind of agreed with me after a little bit of talking. But stupid council is like, there are no Reapers. There's no proof. You've just had visions. We're like, hey, listen, we saw a holographic. Only you and your team has seen it. Okay, before, it wasn't enough that just one guy said it. And then it wasn't enough that we plus that one guy said it. Now it's not enough that our whole entire team is telling them, hey, we saw a holographic image of a Reaper, we spoke to one. They're like, no, that's just a faux Reaper. It's not real. This is a trick by Saren. Geth and Saren are the real issue, and the Reapers are probably not even real. They're a myth, they're a fantasy. The boogeyman of space. So we're like, listen, this is not true. We're going after Saren. And they're like, lol, no you're not. We're going to ground you. You are not allowed to go on the Normandy. Normandy is going to stay put, stay docked. And you're going to hang out at the Citadel for a while, even after you've done all this great stuff for everyone in the galaxy. So, we're pretty upset by that. We end up talking to an Udina. Human Udina. Counselor Udina. Not counselor. Not yet. He's never... I don't know. Spoilers, maybe. Anyway, Udina. What would I call him? Don't know. Human ambassador. That's it. Ambassador. Anyway, he sides with the council, of course, because he's got his nose so far up their butt. Anyway, we talked to General Anderson, and he agrees with us that, he believes us, and he's like, yeah, we need to get you in the Normandy, get off here. And we have a couple options to take. We end up telling him to go hack into Udina's computer and unlock Normandy from the dock and let us go. And he's like, I'll be court-martialed for this and treason and blah, blah, blah. And we're like, yeah, treason. Treason sounds good. Go commit treason. So we see a scene where Anderson goes to Udina's office, and he comes in, and Udina's like, what's the meaning of this, Anderson? Why are you here? I didn't... Bam! And punches him right in the face. Just huge cheap shot, right? Right in the face, knocks Udina out. Not too subtle. I think maybe he should have exercised a little bit of subtlety and maybe called him away from his office or something. But that's beside the point. We end up getting on the Normandy and heading off to Elos. Is it Elos or Ilos? I don't even remember anymore. We're going to go with Elos. It's probably wrong. So anyway, we go there and we discover this enormous Prothean city complex, temple type place. And we find our way through it. There are tons of Geth. And we are stopped eventually by a force field. And of course I have Liara and Tally with me. That's who I've taken on most of my missions. And Liara is all, this is no work of Saren. This is Prothean technology. So we're kind of corralled off to the side, and we go in to this chamber, and we discover Vigil. Look, I can't remember anyone's name or how it's pronounced. Anyway, it's a virtual intelligence, a VI from the time of the Protheans. And he explains, or it explains to us a little bit about the history of the Reapers and the Protheans. So this is a cycle that's been going for millions of years. The Reapers come, they exterminate all organic civilization in the galaxy, and then they disappear beyond the reaches of the galaxy in the dark spaces between our galaxy and other galaxies. For all I know, they could be going to other galaxies during this time, right? And doing the same thing there. He doesn't really get into that. But anyway, 50,000 years ago, they came and they started destroying organic civilization in the galaxy, as they do. And the only reason that this giant science facility on Elos was saved was that it was super secret. No information on it existed in any Prothean records anywhere. Super, super secret. So the Reapers did not discover it. They did not destroy it. So now all of the scientists on Elos were put into cryogenic sleep or stasis. Hundreds and hundreds of them, maybe thousands. I don't know. We see the stasis pods, and there's tons of them. As far up as you can see, long hallways of them. And they were put into cryogenic sleep and stasis to basically, the facility goes on like low power, goes off grid pretty much until the Reapers hopefully are gone, and then the scientists will be woken back up by the VI and continue their work and rebuild their civilization. However, it turns out Reapers, since their time is different for them, they live for millions of years, so they're at no real rush at this point. So it takes them centuries to wipe out the galaxy of this organic sentient life, scrub the galaxy of the Protheans, and during these hundreds and hundreds of years, the facility on Elos, the Protheans facility, is running out of power, running out of reserves. And so the VI, who has been programmed to do this, starts turning off life support to the pods, starting with non-essential personnel and working its way up. So it basically starts killing them, right, in their sleep. Now, it takes the Reapers so long to wipe everything out that by the time they are done and they disappear and the facility is no longer scanning any Reaper threat in the galaxy or anything, only 12 remain, the 12 top scientists. So they're woken up, and there's not enough of them to rebuild Prothean civilization, right? There's just not enough. So they decide, with what's left of their life, of the Protheans, that they are going to figure out what the crap these Reapers are and what they want, and more so how to stop them from coming back. And they are going to leave that information for future life. So they basically seal the information that they find in these beacons, like the beacon we found at the very beginning of the game in Eden Prime, that seared a vision into our brain. And they made it in a way that only organic life will be able to decipher it. So they do that. We learn that the conduit that we think is going to summon in the Reapers isn't necessarily exactly what it does. It's basically a backdoor to the Citadel. It's kind of like a one-way relay into the Citadel. And we also get another bombshell dropped on us that Protheans discovered. We learn that the Keepers, the, mantis-looking guys that work on the Citadel that no one knows what really are and what they do, all they do is work on the Citadel. We end up learning that they're pretty much behind the summoning of the Reapers, not because they're malicious, not because they're bad, but that's how they were bred, that's how they were made. So they basically signal, they get these signals basically when the Reapers can come. They basically open up the back door. They allow the Reapers to come in to warp directly to the Citadel, backdoor into the Citadel, right? So the Keepers aren't evil. Like I said, they basically do all this off signals. They're basically controlled remotely from the Reapers. But here's the thing. They're biological, and it's been millennia since the Reapers came. So in this time, the Keepers have evolved to basically only listen to the Citadel itself. They don't listen to the Reapers. They're dialed in to the Citadel. So anyway, this means, they're not summoning the Reapers. So the Protheans that we were talking about before, the 12, they took the back door to the Citadel. They left this information, as I understand it, so that the Reapers would no longer have an easy way back, an easy way into the Citadel. And that's why Sovereign, the Reaper that we met, Saren's ship, has been working how he has. He's been working with the Gath and Saren to find this, the way into the Citadel and open up the back door, basically, for all the Reapers to invade again. So, Vigil gives us a data file where we can use it on the Citadel to basically hack in, right? And to end this cycle, to make it so that the Reapers are not going to be able to come back through here. Basically stop what Saren is trying to do with the Keepers and stuff. So anyway, we have about 40 seconds to get to the conduit. We do get there in time, but during this I had a sub bomb, and I didn't realize there was a counter. And by the time I got done thinking Samara, I believe, we had like 8 seconds left, so I had to replay this little part. But anyway, we make it to the Citadel, and the controls... Well, first off, we get to the Citadel, it's under attack. There's Geth everywhere, and Sovereign's attacking, there's a cutscene. But anyway, we fight our way to Saren, who is already at the Presidium, the seat of the council, the place where this data pad is supposed to unlock things. So we fight him, we kill him, we basically break the glass above him and stuff. He's impaled by a huge shard of glass, and then we're like, we should make sure he's dead. And Tally's like, I'll make sure he's dead. And so she takes a pistol and shoots him in the head while he's laying there, and kills him. She doesn't teabag him this time though. So we then go to the control panel with Vigil's data disk, and we get a mayday. Basically, we have to choose. One option basically dooms the current council because they're on a ship. They were trying to escape the Citadel. And the other one dooms tons of civilians. So we can choose, okay, you guys attack now. Tons of civilians will die, but you will save the 3 council members. Or you guys hold off. Focus only on Sovereign. Don't focus on saving the council. Sovereign's the threat. The council will probably die. That's 3. And you save all these civilians. So I decided to focus on Sovereign, which means the council dies. I kind of regret that decision because I didn't quite understand what it meant by civilians. So the Citadel closes when Sovereign comes, and there's 13 million people, life forms, aliens and humans both, that live on the Citadel. So when it was talking about this, I was like, we can't let 13 million people die? That's a no-brainer. The council, I mean, it's not only because I despise them and they're really annoying me and don't let me do my job, but there's no way I'm going to let 13 million lives go in place of 3. The council can be replaced. there are plenty of other Asari, Turian, and Solarians out there that would fill the role just fine. But that's not what it meant. Basically, I decided to save the civilian lives of humans on the ships over the Council. Now still, I saved more lives than what died with the Council. So I do regret it a little bit, but I mean, the decision was still pretty sound, I think. So that happens, and then, suddenly, Saren rises from the grave. This isn't even my final form. Sovereign has basically taken over Saren and is controlling him directly. He's more machine. He's kind of like a super husk. Those things that we've been fighting throughout the game, if you haven't noticed, the ones that squat down, like, I don't know, squat down flat and snipe at us, climb up things. He basically turns into like a super form of one of those. And we fight him again. It takes a long time to beat him, but it's actually not very hard. I know we're only playing on normal, but a little bit disappointed in the boss fight. It was just time intensive, but basically I just cowered behind a pillar, and after every time he took a shot, I poked out and shot him twice with a sniper rifle. Yeah. So anyway, we kill him for real this time, I assume. And that we basically see that removes Sovereign's ship's shields and its hold on the Citadel. So it is destroyed by the human fleets, or yeah, the Normandy and the fleet, basically, the Alliance fleet. So a short time after that, just again, kind of like condensing this as much as I can, we talk to Udina and Anderson, and they're both like, you know, that was the right decision, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, now we need to decide who starts the new council. We need a new council immediately. It can be Udina, who is a politician, who has been an ambassador for humankind, or it can be Anderson, who, of course, is more military-minded. Now, it's no secret that I've really disliked Udina, and it really has felt like throughout this whole game at this point, he has wanted this more than anything. He wants humans to be the predominant species in the galaxy. Not that he's racist. He's going to come off racist. He just wants... He wants humans to be at the forefront, or at least level with all the other species. And it seems like he would do almost anything to do that. He wants to be on the council. Now, he didn't set all this stuff up. I mean, that's beyond him. I'm sure. At least I don't think he did. But it seems a little bit too like, you know, okay, all the council are dead. Now you get what you want, sort of thing. And I don't really trust him, right? He's gone behind our back a couple of times. He's sided with people, even though we gave him proof for our cause and things. And Anderson's always trusted. He risked, treason to help us get on the Normandy and save the Citadel, basically. So we go with Anderson. We end up giving a speech, Shepard does, about finding and stopping the Reapers. Anderson gives a speech about the lives lost and all this and more rebuild and whatnot. And then the game ends. We have music playing over the credits. Now, something really quick about the stream. Apparently, the ending music for Mass Effect 1 is copyright, like auto-copyrighted or whatever on Twitch. So that the end of that VOD and the beginning of the Mass Effect 2 VODs where I use that song, those portions of it are muted, permanently muted, because apparently I can't use that game music, which is kind of surprising, because most game music you can just listen to because you're playing the friggin' game. But anyway, so we beat that, and then we immediately started Mass Effect 2. Right, this is still Monday stream, by the way. Still Monday stream. So we started Mass Effect 2, and there's a lot to this. So again, I'm going to try to bullet point it out. If you want to see the beginning of Mass Effect 2, it's the last like hour and a half, 2 hours of last Monday stream, September 10th. And then we continue at September 11th and September 12th. Yeah, sounds right. So anyway, at the beginning of Mass Effect 2, we are on the Normandy, and it gets attacked by this strange ship that seems like it's got rocks around it, attached to it. And it's being the Normandy is being destroyed. So Liara, everyone's trying to abandon ship, and Liara tells us, "Wait, Joker, he's still in the cockpit, basically. You want to abandon the ship? It's gonna go down with the ship." So we decide to save Joker, and we run up there, And we tell him, it's gone. Don't go down the ship. There's no reason to waste your life on this. So we end up saving him. And now he has like brittle bone disease. So we pull him up. I'm sure we're breaking bones. And we push him out of the way. And then the ship is blown up. And it shows us basically getting jettisoned out into space. And just floating through space towards the planet that we're near. So we see Shepard die. We die. And then we wake up. So apparently rebuilt and alive. We can rebuild him. The 6 trillion credit man. We wake up in a Cerberus facility called Lazarus Station. And it's under attack by mechs, not Geth, but mechs. And if you remember, Cerberus was a group in the first game. Basically, they did tons of really bad things. Now, they really want humans to control space. They have done some really bad things. So anyway, we meet Jacob and Miranda, who work for Cerberus. Jacob is pretty much like... basically a soldier. Can't remember. I think he's pretty much a soldier. I don't know what classification he is, but Miranda is definitely like this super biotic person. So we basically escape with them. We learned that the facility was it was like an inside job while it was trying to get destroyed, and we were basically the ones trying to get killed. We end up talking to this elusive man, which I call the smoking man because he's always smoking. It's Martin Sheen's voice. Man, the voiceovers in this game are awesome. But anyway, it reminds me of the smoking man from X-Files, so I keep saying that. But it's the elusive man. He's the leader of Cerberus. And we find out that we've been dead for 2 years. They found us. They've been bringing us back to life for 2 years. And we weren't quite done yet. But because the facility is being destroyed, we were woken up. We also learned that our old crew is scattered across the galaxy, some in known places, some not. We also find out that pretty much everyone hates humans now, even more, even despite all that we did to get rid of all that hate in the first game. And we also learned people think that Shepard, like, they kind of see him as a hero. Well, humans see him as a hero, but most aliens seem to think we are racist and we destroyed the council on purpose. I mean, we kind of did it on purpose. Like, it was intentional to get humans in control, and there's all this animosity. We also learn that human colonies are being wiped out. Human fringe colonies are being wiped out, and there's no trace. Like, there's no sign of fighting. There's no, there's no places that have gunshots or anything like that discharged, and no corpses. They're just gone. They're just wiped out. So we end up going to one of these places that have already gotten wiped out to see if we can find any clues. We end up finding a lot of rogue mechs there. We find Aquarian, who seems like he's insane. He's talking about bugs and freezing and collectors. And then Tally shows up. Hi, Tally. Remember us? We talk a little bit. Turns out this Aquarian that we think has gone crazy has a recording on his Omni tool on his wrist that shows what happens, and we talk to Tally. We get the Omni tool to take back to Cerberus, and she's kind of iffy, like, why are you working with Cerberus? What's going on? You were a hero, sort of thing. So it's not a great reunion. But anyway, we let Tally leave or take the Quarian back with her. We get the choice to not let her, but I let her, of course, because we already got his Omni tool anyway. So we go back, we talk to the Elusive Man and stuff about that. He tells us that we have a new Normandy, a new and improved Normandy. Oh, and by the way, our pilot is Joker. Joker's working for Cerberus. Joker's still alive. Reunion with him is better. Like, he's nicer to us in his, sarcastic kind of way. We also get told we need to recruit a crew. That we need to figure out this collector thing. We need to stop the collectors. They must be working with the Reapers, and we need a crew. We can't do this on our own. Excuse me. And the Elusive Man gives us a bunch of quests, like, here's these people that would be good on a crew for different reasons. Here's a scientist. Here's a biotics expert. Here's a technician, sort of thing. And you should go get these people. So the next part of this recap, I'm going to talk a little bit about each crew we've gotten so far. We did do some side missions, including, I went to the Citadel, and I found out what that meme is with Shepard that I've heard everywhere over the years. Every single place we went into, we could get a discount if we told them, I'm Commander Shepard. This is my favorite, favorite place on the Citadel. favorite shop on the Citadel? I don't remember now. I'm telling you, lack sleep, forget everything. Anyway, so we do this everywhere, and as we walk into every shop now, it auto plays. So we also buy a space hamster, very important, a little black space hamster. We buy some space fish, and like I said, we do a little bit of side missions. I accidentally kill my space fish. The fish actually do go in an aquarium on the Normandy in the commander's room, and if you don't feed them after every mission, apparently they die. So I killed my space fish. We also bought some other random crap like an erotic space novel and some gourmet food. We also talked to Anderson, who despises his job, wishes he was still doing military. So that's good that we appointed him. Udina still hates us, so that's good. The rest of the council, which are apparently human as well, as far as I can tell, won't even talk to us. Yeah, so everyone hates us, pretty much. Now, not only that, the Citadel is, like, really screwed up. Like, it's been rebuilt by the Keepers. It's so different than the first game. Like, it's so different. It's the layout, the size, it's just... And it's more stacked rather than spread out. So it's like you're in a tower, sort of. But it is very lively. It feels more like a real place. It's so alive. There are people walking around. There's lots more people. But anyway, we go to some shops. We buy some model ships. We go to, just everywhere exploring. And anyway, like I said, there's race riots that have been happening. Weapon is no longer allowed in the Citadel. There's fighting, and it's crazy. Aliens are basically divided up in their own sectors now, so segregated. It's just not good. I don't know how much it would have changed if I would have left the old council alive. I'm guessing at least partially, probably pretty hugely. So that's another reason why I regret that decision. But I'm gonna take a drink. First time I drink on one of these videos. I don't think you're supposed to do that. It's probably supposed to cut that part out. But no, screw it. We're doing it semi-live. All right, so anyway, here's the crew that we go after. Morden. Morden's the first one. He is a Solarian scientist who worked on the genophage, we find out. He was also like a specialist soldier. He knew Kirahi, who, remember, was the one that I really liked that gave the speech and died on Vermeer. So to get him, we go to Omega, this like lawless sort of space city. And we meet Arya. Arya is the most super jerk type person in the game so far. She's super stuck up. She runs the place, though. She's like the queen of this place. She's an Asari, if I didn't already say that. She controls the whole place. And she's just a real... She's not nice. Anyway, so we go to the slums there, and we learn there is this plague in the slums. And the slums are on lockdown. The plague is killing everyone aside from humans, it turns out. And so... Of course, again, everyone hates humans. Oh, humans must have did this. Humans. Humans are the, scourge, the real plague on the galaxy is humans. Anyway, we go through there because we're human, doesn't affect us. And we, take care of some looters and things like that, kill some things. Eventually, though, we learn that we make it to Morden's clinic. And we learn that the plague is something from the collectors. So again, something to do with the Reaper, some kind of connection there. And the origin is the collectors, but it's being spread by this weird species called the Vorcha. The Vorcha are like these sort of, they look like Baraka from Mortal Kombat. They're also immune to all plagues, but they're really stupid. But they are responsible for spreading it. We end up stopping them, and we put the cure that Morden made into the ventilation system, and Morden joins us. Now, I like Morden. He talks super, super fast. In a stream of consciousness, pretty much. I like him. Like, all Solarians are fast-lived and fast-thinking, but he's like constant stream of consciousness, and like he reasons things out, and he tells you as he's doing it. So he like goes through the options, and he like says no. So until he gets the right one, he's like, you can't be from here. No. And then this happened. No, that's not right. Like, he just keeps talking and talking. I don't know. If you haven't ran into Morden or seen anything about Morden, look him up, watch a video of him. One of my favorite characters in this Mass Effect 2 game so far. So then we need to get Archangel. Archangel is a technician, a sniper. He's a mercenary commander, and he's holed up across a bridge from some gang guys, basically. Again, in the same place, not in the slums, but in Omega. And there's like 3 rival gangs here, but they all want to get this Archangel guy taken care of. So they're working together to kill this one guy. But he's shut down all the access to him, to the building he's in, aside from the bridge going straight under it. And he's just up there just sniping people. He's killed dozens and dozens. So we basically kind of joined the gang. Not really. We're kind of like mercenary to help take care of him. That's our guys that we're working under. And anyway, we get to him. We sabotage some things on the gangs on the way. And we come up around to where the sniper is. And he removes his... And he doesn't shoot at us. He removes his helmet. And it's Garrus! I don't know why I didn't know it was Garrus. We know it's a Turian. We know it's a sniper. Like, we have these hints, these foreshadowing that it's Garrus. I mean, it never really says it, but I should have known. But anyway, it's Garrus from the first game. And he joins us, and we have to fight our way out, and it's pretty intense. Now, really quick, fighting in this game, so good. So good compared to the first game. In the first game, when I was in combat, I felt like I didn't want to do it. I felt like I was babysitting the squad members. And the squad members in this aren't super smart still, but they're smart in the first game. And I didn't look forward to combat in the first game. This game, I really like it. I find myself wanting to get in combat, do some more headshots with the sniper rifle. Combat is so much better. Now, having said that, the heat mechanic is gone, and it's been replaced with ammo. Now, it makes sense to do that, but I don't like running out of ammo. I don't think anyone does. So collecting ammo is a little bit crappy, but it makes sense. So I'm okay with it. But anyway, I really like combat. So the next person we go after is what was his name? Well, anyway, we end up getting Grunt, but that's not who we were initially going to. So we go to this planet called Corliss, and we're trying to recruit a Krogan who's obsessed with reversing the genophage, or I guess more so overcoming it. He talks about how the Krogan that survive the genophage, 1 out of 1,000, are kind of getting coddled because they're the future of the Krogan species. So the other Krogan are less likely to put them through their paces as they grow up or whatever. But anyway, he wants to make the perfect Krogan despite the genophage. And he says he succeeded. It's in a vat right in front of him. But the facility is under attack, of course, and we have to save it. Once we get back to him, we find out that he's dead. Not the one in the vat, but God, I wish I could remember his name. But the Krogan that was responsible for making the one in the vat, he's dead. So we take the Krogan in the vat, who ends up being Grunt. We take it with us to the Normandy as we escape. Now, you can either choose to open this vat or leave it shut. Curiosity eventually got the best of me, and after a mission or two, I open the vat, and we meet this Krogan. He basically attacks us right off the bat, but we reason with him. We determine his name is Grunt, or he chooses that as his name, sort of. And he sort of worships strength almost. He's like super Krogan, of course. So more health, more strength, more everything. But he's basically a clone, right? Or a genetic construct. But he holds strength above all else. And he joins us, excuse me, to basically fight strong battles. We tell him, come with us, fight worthy opponents. Excuse me, guys. Let's cut this. I won't do it. No time. You guys will just have to listen to coughing Adam in chipmunk mode. Sorry. Someday maybe I will be able to be more professional on these. But like I said in the first one, I think I need to do these more like a stream where it's just informal. Anyway, so we're like, come with us, fight worthy opponents, become stronger. And he's having kind of an existential crisis, right? Because he's sort of a baby in a way. Like, he's been created in this vat. He only knows what has been fed into him. And he doesn't really care about the Krogan species. Not really. Anyway, it's kind of a complex character, more so than I thought on the surface. But for now, I'll just say it seems like he's having this existential crisis of like, you know, who am I? What is my purpose? Sort of thing. All right. So then we need to go get Jack, the next crew member. Jack is a prisoner in the most highly secure prison in the galaxy. And Cerberus, though, is super rich, and this prison is very shady. You can actually pay to get prisoners, and rich people will go basically get slaves and stuff. So anyway, we go there, and they have super. This is like a super biotic person. That's why we want them. That's why they've been recommended. So we go to the prison. Turns out, of course, the warden, like every warden in entertainment history, Shawshank Redemption, all wardens are bad, right? So the warden is going to trap us. He's like, "Lol, just kidding, guys. You don't get jack. We're going to take your money. But also, imagine how much money I could get by selling Shepard, the savior of the galaxy." But Jack breaks loose. And it turns out Jack is a nearly naked, covered in tattoos, bald woman. I was not expecting that from a name like Jack, but they're wearing like cargo pants, and all that's covered elsewhere is like a thin, like leather belt around like the nipple area. That's it. I don't know how that doesn't come off, especially when they're jumping around. We'll say Mass Effect. Biotics hold it in place. I don't know. But anyway, she breaks out and she's like destroying the whole friggin' facility. So we basically go after in her path of destruction, and we kill guards and things along the way. And then we meet her. She's at our ship, and she sees the Cerberus mark on Normandy, and she's about to go off on us. Apparently she super hates Cerberus. We're like, "Whoa there, Captain Jack. I'm not Cerberus. You know, they're working for me. I'm in the lead here. I don't like Cerberus either." And she's like, "Well, if that's the case, I'll come with you. But I want all of Cerberus's secret logs and files on that ship." And Miranda, who, of course, is a high-up person in Cerberus, is all like, whoa, no. That's not... And we're like, "Miranda, please. This Jack thing is going to kill us all. Let's let them have it. And besides, I'm not Cerberus anyway. I have no loyalty to you guys. Yes, you brought me back to life, but not from the graciousness of your heart, right? Not from the goodness of your heart. You brought me back to life for a reason. It was in the self-interest of Cerberus. It wasn't because, oh no, this hero has fallen. Let's revive him. No. So anyway, I still don't trust Cerberus very much, even though Miranda and Jacob have been okay. But beside that, Jack joins us, and we do let her go through the files. And we've learned more about her since then, but I'll probably save that for the next recap. Okay, so then we need to go get Tally. Hooray! Our first rejoining crew member. I don't know if there's more from the first game that joined us. I don't want to know. Holy crap, we're like 40 minutes already, guys. I'm sorry, but there's so much that happened. So anyway, we go and we find Tally. She's on a classified mission from the migrant fleet. The world that she's on used to be Aquarian world before the Geth took over, and they, the Quarians had to go into space. Tally's trying to figure out why the star in the system is suddenly aging super rapidly. It's very odd. And we fight through a ton of Geth. We managed to save one of Tally's squad members named Cal Rieger. He's the only surviving one aside from Tally. We eventually make it to Tally's location and blast open the door. And she ends up sending what she's discovered about the sun, or the star there, to the migrant fleet. And then she wants to join us in our fight against the Reapers again. And the migrant fleet allows her to do so. The only other thing to note about Mass Effect 2 so far is we did do a mission where we met Kaidan. Kaidan is now a commander, and he was a super turd to us. Like, he was a jerk too. He was like, "You're working with Cerberus, I hate you instantly, blah blah blah." And I mean, it makes a little sense. Like, I don't know, I think it's a little overboard for Kaidan's character, based on what we know from the first game and how we treated each other. But I mean, I can kind of see it, because even if you had someone that you were friends and you worked with, and then 2 years later they showed up and they drove up in a tank with a Nazi emblem on it or something, and was like, "Oh, don't worry, I'm not working for the Nazis. They're just funding what I'm doing, and I don't like them." Now that Cerberus is maybe they are that bad. I don't know. But anyway, he goes a little overboard, I think. Collectors show up on this colony. We finally fight collectors, and they're kind of like, I know I've said this multiple times, they're almost like Zerg-like too. They have like a a sort of overmind type thing that we have to fight. Not itself, but like what it's controlling. So anyway, we saved some colonists while this was happening. We learned that the bugs that were being talked about by the Quarian earlier, they do come from the collectors, and they freeze everyone basically, and that's how there's no fighting. Like swarms of bugs come, and I think they're probably robotic, like drones basically, and they just stun everyone. The collectors just come and scoop people up and take them off into space to do God knows what. So yeah, that was Mass Effect 1 and 2. Now, I know this has been going for this recap, but honestly, that was the condensed version. We did so much. There's more to talk about with Mass Effect 2 and then in Mass Effect 1. But I'm going to squeeze some of that in probably the next recap, which should be shorter than this one. I swear it should be shorter. So the rest of this, really quick, I don't have a slide for Oxygen Not Included, but Thursday was our anniversary stream. 1 year of streaming. 1 year of streaming full time. Now I did stream a little bit before then, actually since 2010, but I streamed like once or twice every month or two for like an hour or two at a time. So I don't really count it. September 13th, 2017, I started streaming with a schedule with 11 followers, and now here we are. Thank you guys for helping me make the channel, the community, what it is. It means a lot. You guys know the dream, and the dream is to make the channel to where it can support me and my family. Have fun doing it. And I've been working hard on it. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're just playing games. You just hit the... No, guys. I spend so much time on and off stream, and I barely sleep. You know, I'm still working full time. I don't want any pity or anything. I'm choosing this, but, you know, it does take... I treat it like a fun job, right? It's fun, but it's still a job, to borrow from a lyric. But anyway, the anniversary stream, we went down memory lane for about an hour. We watched old clips and things, and my early clips and videos are so bad. So bad. If you want to see the anniversary stream, it was Thursday night on the stream, whatever date that is. That's like 13th. I just said anniversary 13th. Anyway, it's on September 13th. Again, you can click the videos above the Twitch feed and go to that stream. Now, after an hour in, we played Oxygen Not Included, which was a really fun game. It surprised me. I thought we were only going to play it for a couple hours until my first colony collapsed, and then we'd move on to other games. But no, our colony didn't collapse. It was a lot of fun. And surprisingly, when I went back and looked at the stats, we had more new people find the stream through the browse function on Twitch on Oxygen Not Included than we did on Darkest Dungeon this week. Kind of strange. Anyway, I'm going to come back to Oxygen Not Included. We probably won't do it like as a full-time thing like Darkest Dungeon or anything, but I'll definitely have some more streams of Oxygen Not Included. We'll continue that colony. And yeah, had a lot of fun. So, Darkest Dungeon really quick. Our Deathless challenge continues. Bloodmoon, hardest difficulty in the game. 100 week time limit. Kill every single boss within that 100 weeks. And if we get a single death, we start over. We do not have any deaths at the moment. And but I have kind of mapped out how many weeks it's going to take us to finish if everything goes well. And we're going to finish on like week 97 if we win. That's scary. That's pushing it. We only have 2 champion bosses left though, so we're doing really well. We have the Flesh and the Cannon, the Brigand 16 pounder, and you know, we destroyed the Hag and the other bosses and things. We also have the Countess and the 4 Darkest Dungeons remaining. We only had one real scare this week, which I'll go over really quick. I think it was on Saturday's stream where I went to a long champion dungeon, which is already scary, right? Bad things can happen. Long champion dungeon, and I took someone that had the Crimson Curse, and I forgot to take blood, and they were already craving, and they immediately went into wasting. And if you don't know, if a hero is wasting, they can die. Doesn't matter where they are. Battle, hallway, town. If they're wasting and they don't get blood, they will die. And I was like, let's do this hallway. Hopefully we get blood. So after like 2 or 3 battles, and a couple curios, we got that blood that we needed. She got the blood, and we went on and we finished that entire dungeon. And we still haven't ran into swine skeevers. It was a Warrens, by the way. Anyway, guys, that was the stream recap. I know it went long, but I knew this one would. Like, there was just so much at the beginning of Mass Effect 1, or I mean the ending of Mass Effect 1, the beginning of Mass Effect 2, and I didn't even cover it all. But hopefully this gets you caught up most of the way. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for, like I said, it's been our 1 year anniversary. So if you've spent any time at the channel, whether you've been here since the beginning, whether you found the stream yesterday, whether you always lurk or participate, whether you subscribe, follow, or none of those, thank you for choosing this channel. And I can't wait to see where we're at a year from now. All right, guys. Thanks again. I'll see you on the channel.